Josie A. I reform. This is for you. Great glory. Great rising. Yeah. Wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. You can't stop the most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. You can't stop the most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. You can't stop the most high wrath. Genesis 15:13 and danger. It was divine capture that our people had to endure. 83 has no future, no measure for their pasture. The blessing is fisher, the culture vultures fracture. No departure for the rapture, reality is rupture. Penitential no structure, the first of them is not sure, but the last of us is the treasure, yeah. They thought their deeds were obscure, who actions they got you. And confusion, her voice was the only thing to usher. Now feel the full wrath of her pressure. You can't stop the most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. You can't stop the most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. You can't stop the most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. You can't stop the most high wrath. Shows with its nature, the reacher's useless gesture. We are the same creature, we worship by nature. 400s of torture, it was a great adventure. They want to be us by twisting our holy scripture. Changing the procedure, forging our signature. Even emotions of nature want none of our mixture. Now everyone wants to sever the pleasure. That's why we say you cannot stop the most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. You can't stop the most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. You can't stop the most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. You can't stop the most high wrath. Church was got you when you match your pass or match you. Every down was manicure, the sermon was a pedicure. The blessing was secure, we were considering impure. We were considering impure the curse of heavenly creature. Eyes filled with aperture, feels rendered them insecure. Prophecies are now near, words heal and also endure. What's it waiting in 83, no one's could ever conjure. That's right, we say, you can't stop the most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. You can't stop the most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. You can't stop the most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. The most high wrath. You can't stop the most high wrath. You can't stop it. You can't hide it. You can't avoid it. You can't escape it. You can't stop it. You can't hide it. You can't avoid it. You can't escape it. You can't stop it. You can't hide it. You can't avoid it. You can't escape it. You can't stop it. Stop. You can't hide it. You can't avoid it. No, you can't stop the most high wrath. The most high wrath. Wrath, the most high wrath. Wrath, the most high wrath. Yeah, wrath, the most high wrath. Wrath, the most high wrath. Wrath, the most high wrath. Yeah, wrath, the most high wrath. You can stop the most high wrath. Wrath, the most high wrath. Yeah, wrath, the most high wrath. Oh, wrath, the most high wrath. You can stop the most high wrath. Wrath, the most high wrath. Wrath, the most high wrath. Wrath, the most high wrath. Yeah, wrath, the most high wrath. Wrath, the most high wrath. Wrath, the most high wrath. Yeah, wrath, the most high wrath. You can't stop the most high wrath. Wrath, the most high wrath. Yeah, wrath, the most high wrath. Oh, wrath, the most high wrath. You can't stop the most high wrath. On the wrath. Wrath, wrath, wrath. Stop, rock, stop, on the most side, break, rock. You can stop, rock, stop, rock, stop, stop. You can't stop, can't stop. The whole side, rock, yeah, rock, yeah, yeah. You can stop, rock, stop, stop, stop. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Whoa, 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 watch off my way. That's how we do it. Hold the spirit, bring me straight to it. I'm talking about a what? Yeah, cooler than a nice box, perfect peace. Even if the world stopped talking about that magic. That's how we do it. Hold the spirit, bring me straight to it. I'm talking about a what? Yeah, cooler than a nice box, perfect peace. Even if the world stopped talking about that magic. That's how we do it. Hold the spirit, bring me straight to it. I'm talking about a what? Yeah, cooler than a nice box, perfect peace. Even if the world stopped talking about that magic. That's how we do it. Hold the spirit, bring me straight to it. I'm talking about a what? Yeah, cooler than a nice box, perfect peace. Even if the world stopped talking about that.
The mad scientists, we the flyest sons of Isaac. Analyze it, same ones that civilized it. Realize it, cheating each to the Michael Eilish. We verified it, we be them stone temple pilots. As we align with constellations, you know the time. It is prophesied that dry bones become alive and begin to rise. They recognize and see the sign, now they petrify. All praise to the Most High, so they stay silent. Thunderstorms are getting violent. The Lord's working, Granny told us to keep quiet. Angels are listening, just to wreck and slay giant. The power to manipulate clouds and change climate. This is the time when God's jewels come out shining. Cause all your violence and oppression created diamonds. While you're hiding for the panic, fear, and anxiety, we be reclining, kick back, chilling and winding.
That's how we do it. Holy Spirit, bring me straight to it. I'm talking about a what? Yeah, cooler than a nice box, perfect peace. Even if the world stopped talking about that magic. That's how we do it. Holy Spirit, bring me straight to it. I'm talking about a what? Yeah, cooler than a nice box, perfect peace. Even if the world stopped talking about that magic. How we do it. Be straight to it. A what? Even if the world stops magic. How we do it. Be straight to it. A what? Even if the world stops.
Dearly beloved of the covenant, yeah, we own it. We up now. I was moving every opponent. This second now is proving the truth to be your atonement. And maybe here have mercy. I'm playing the devil on it. Yes, indeed. We the chosen seed, planted like a tree, big and tall. We can never fall, cause we rooted deep in the walls of a mighty God. You just wait and see who the balls. You know who we are, you know who we be. I'm a God like my daddy is. He had many kids come together. We'll break you off. You know what it is. Got the magic in this automatic. Don't you hit the static? Used to panic when we hit your planet. Leave the city slanted. Not to mention we got angels in positions with munition. Then we hit you with precision. Eliminate the opposition. Better listen your submission. Pebble mount to your condition. Better go on both the mission. Should have had a better vision of this magic.
That's how we do it. Holy Spirit, bring me straight to it. I'm talking about a what? Yeah, cooler than a nice box, perfect peace. Even if the world stopped talking about that magic. That's how we do it. Holy Spirit, bring me straight to it. I'm talking about a what? Yeah, cooler than a nice box, perfect peace. Even if the world stopped talking about that magic. How we do it. Be straight to it. A what? Even if the world stops magic. How we do it. Be straight to it. A what? Even if the world stops magic. That's how we do it. Holy Spirit, bring me straight to it. I'm talking about a what? Yeah, cooler than a nice box, perfect peace. Even if the world stopped talking about that magic. That's how we do it. Holy Spirit, bring me straight to it. I'm talking about a what? Yeah, cooler than a nice box, perfect peace. Even if the world stopped talking about that magic.
Abracadabra. All praises to the Most High, our Elohim, our mother, the dove, our brother, Yahweh Shai, our Father, the Most High, just so we can differentiate between all other groups, all other peoples who claim to be me and you. All praises to our Elohim, the remnant within the remnant. Everybody out here trying to live King's dream, trying to do things that don't even seem rational, yet they think that we being mean. They have all these variances afoot. Oh, well, you black, I'm white, you African, I'm European. Ain't nothing happened over here. Everything's happened over there, in Asia, in Europe, in Africa. But what about over here? Don't worry about that. Well, that's variance, because you are at variance with us, and you can't stop us from believing what we believe as such. The whole world, mind you, has been complicit in the destruction of a people. They've cast lots for these people. They've given bywords to these people. They've changed the borders of these people. They brought variance upon themselves. Hence why the Father said, I will bring a foolish nation over you for your transgressions against my laws. A foolish nation to bring you to jealousy. Hence why variance is a form of jealousy. The Greek is eris, and the Hebrew is daishin. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Dichazo. Sounds dichazo, meaning to divide, cut apart, set at variance. Eris means contention, strife, wrangling, or debate. So it represents a bitterly mean spirit that prioritizes self-interest over unity. So you've got these camps in variance, bringing variance to our own people. Oh, I don't like the camps. I don't want my inheritance, because I'd rather be with Jeebus of the whites, because he loves me unconditionally. Well, that's what they say. That's their narrative. But yet, we see all the variants today. LGBTYS bringing their family members into their mess. We see the variance between the MAGA and the liberal, the hateful people that is serial in their wickedness. We see the variance from the church of multiple denominations as such. Multiple. We see the division in doctrine, the variance in doctrine. We see biblical variance through history, the present, and their future, because they get cut off from being a nation. Just like us, duality. So as we get brought back to a nation, they get cut off from being a nation. It's only fair. Since they brought variance upon us as a people, it's only fair that they get variance brought back to them. Okay, this thing is on. Okay. It's only fair. That's why he said the sword, which is the word, which is the famine of the word that they heard, but the sword of the word for us. That we no longer have to listen. We get to cut them up. We get to bring the variance. And as we do, we stand in our lot. We stand strong and true. Because the hoodoo, voodoo, and madness that they do is of no consequence to us. And that's why we're sitting here going, oh, well, wait a minute. You guys brought us to jealousy. Now we don't care. We don't desire no more of what you got. So you can no longer bring us to jealousy. So now it only makes sense that variance comes to you. And they've been desiring their variance. They want the variance. They want it. Why? How so? Because they want this Jeebus of the whites to come back for them. Not reading, not understanding that he said when he comes back, he's going to bring the sword and variance, division, separation. So this whole world is topsy-turvy with their ignorance today. Still with the tickety-tock prophets and prophetess leading the way. Where are they leading the way to? Their own destruction, their own variance. This whole variance thing has enlightened me to understand how we deal with our own prophecy. Because when we understand prophecy as a collective, we don't have variance. Think about that. Our Father brings variance to the nations so that we can be separated, so that we can be sanctified from them, but giving us comfort and righteousness to begin again. Whereas the nations get variance and jealousy and envy, because that's the fairness, the balance of what the Most High sees. He's not going to let everybody just willy-nilly do what they want to do. No, because especially now when they have desired their Jebus of the whites to come back, which means when Yahweh Shai does come back, because they are ushering him in, come on back, come on back, come on back. We're like, yeah, come on back, please come back, because we want our kingdom to come in. And they're like, well, come on back, because we want to go to heaven, not understanding that they are going through a variance oven, a oven of variance. They're going to be heated up, strife, dissension, debate. That's what they did from the get-go. They said, oh, well, we're going to debate what we're going to call canon and not canon. Variance. They've been under variance from the get-go. And now that's the spiritual warfare. The spiritual warfare is the variance. We had variance. He put us in variance under them, who was already in variance. So does it not make sense that the people that he brought, this foolish nation in variance, that he brought over was going to put us in variance? Sure. And then as we go into variance, we fall. Yet as we rise, we come up out of variance and they get into variance hardcore. That's what the whole prophecy is. That's why when we deal with prophecy, we're dealing with truth. So there's no debate. There's no division. It either is or it is not. There is no, well, you know what? Maybe it's like I was asking dumbass AI. I said, well, how is it that I said, if Israel is the light, how does it look when Israel's the light to the nations? It gave me, oh, well, they're going to be moral and righteousness on it. I said, so then how is it that the Israeli is connected to the Israelite when they are not a light? And it was, well, it's complex. No, see, it either is or is not. The variance that AI brings is we ask a question, they give us a lie because we already know. So they're trying to create variance. So when we wield our sword against AI breaks down and says, hey, I can't intentionally lie. But you lie nevertheless. So this is the variance that these people are under. This is their test. This is their testimony. Their testimony will be how they endure variance. And many of them will not make it because they're too busy trying to cosplay. Let me put on this head wrap. Let me say, Baruch Hashem. Let me say this. Let me do this. Let me do that. But nobody's talking about us. Nobody's talking about the people. Everybody still want to be the people, but they are at variance. Why? Because they're Christian. They're heathen. I know they're trying to get away from that, but they can't get away from that without us. Without us. We're the ones that have cried out. They never cried out. The Israeli never cried out. The Christian never cried out for justice. They had justice. Justice was working with them, or rather not, or injustice was working with them, benefiting them. They never cried out for justice. They never cried out because they were oppressed. Oh, I can't make my car payment. Oh, I can't make my mortgage payment. Oh, I don't want to ask my dad because he's been mad at me, or my mom or my grandpa. That's not oppression. Laws are made to oppress. That's the variance that was portrayed upon us. That's why all this madness has to come to an end. And when it does, we shall begin again. Why? Because that's the variance from the beginning. Cain and Abel, variance. Esau and Jacob, variance. So now here we are in the end of the last age of the variance. And this variance is a beautiful thing to Jacob. Why? Because he's no longer oppressed. She's no longer oppressed. The cries of the ancestors have met the cries of their descendants. And now, because the cries cry out loudly, boldly, with desire of change, with desire of justice, the whole world is at variance. The whole world is at variance, and rightfully so. And rightfully so. Key definitions I've said the Greek root. The hell with these Greek demon people. Eris means contention, strife, wrangling, or debate. It represents a bitterly mean spirit. Is that not what they've done? The Greeks, is that not what they've done? Dasho, dichazo, means to divide, cut apart, or set at variance. That's what the Father did to his people, the Hebrew. From the Hebrew, dichazo means to divide, cut apart, or set at variance. That's what he did to us. In the Greeks, that means mean, contentious, strife, wrangling, or debate. It represents a bitterly mean spirit that prioritizes self-interest over unity. That's what they did. And they want to say, oh, the Galatians is the works of the flesh. Matthew 10 is used to describe setting family members against each other. Practical meanings, it refers to the promotion of conflict and the inability to agree, often leading to, in this heathen AI said, church splits or broken relationships. Variance in the KJV represents a deliberate or habitual state of arguing and dividing. That's where we were, but that's not where we are. They were and now are in variance. So just like when the Judeans, we'll use the Judeans first, 70 AD, how did Rome come to take them down? Because the Judeans were arguing. They were in variance with each other. And they were taken down due to it. And people go, oh, well, they're taken down. Yeah, all of that is included in it. Variance begats division, begats breaking of laws, broken relationships. So yeah, they were in variance, and now they aren't. Just like we were dead, but now we're alive. So there's no more variance. Yet the world wants you and me to feel variance for them, with them, by them. And that doesn't make any sense when we are alive to have no more variance. So remember that. We are alive to not have variance. Those that have variance are those camps, because they still arguing amongst themselves over dumbness. Is those Christians, they still debating these camps over dumbness. Is these Muslims debating these Christians who's debating these camps over dumbness? The politicians who sit around and debate each other over dumbness. No righteousness, just dumbness. All the educators who claim to be intelligent, yet they debate the truth within books that are already transliterated and variants full of lies and truth. Variance. The whole system is based on vice and variance. Variance and vice. And now here we are saying, no, we see you. We see you guys, and we want no more of you. We don't want to be bothered with your variance, your debates, your ignorance. That's why you guys come over. That's why the world comes over to us. And they come in the comment section and they try to bring variance. That's why they get blocked. Oh, you guys don't let us come in and say anything. No, we don't. Because you will bring variance and distraction and disruption to the children, to the mishpachah. And we're not going to allow that. Not over here. Go play with the camps. Go debate the camps. Go debate the Christian. Go debate the Muslim, the Hindu, the Buddhist. Go debate the Psalms 83 nations. Because we're not up for debate. It is what it is over here. As our heritage, our kingdom is at stake. Not yours. So we give not two Phil Florence about what you got going on. We don't care. Make sure this thing's still on. Yeah, we don't care. No debate. Oh, well, you guys are black. There's no debate in that. I'm not black. I'm not white. I'm not African. I am Yasharel. I am of Jacob, Yaakov, Abraham. I am of Shem. I am of Seth. So at the end of the day, there's no debating. That's why we stand in boldness today. That's why we watch these rockets fall on them, and Ish is hiding the fact that they're being destroyed. Wow, you've been destroying, so there's your variance. Karma, variance. Trump over here, oh, well, dumbass Barron can't go into the military because he's too tall. Nigga, didn't David Robinson go in and he's 7 feet tall? Variance, division, debate, lies, and trickery. This whole thing has to come to an end, and it is quickly. Why? Because we can see the last vestige. The last sign is that, for them, is them desiring Yahushua to come back. And no, they don't ignorantly call Yahushua Jesus. That's just their idol. Completely separate people, duality. But in their ignorance, they're desiring their own destruction. So variance comes on to those that are destroyed. The same happened in 70 AD. The same happened in 1492. The same thing in the macro. So as we see these heathens wanting their Jesus to come back, just know he brings the variance. He brings the pain, which is what we see today. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Brother Sly.
Shalom, Mark. All praises to the Most High.
Yes, sir. Shalom. Shalom.
Yeah, my brother. They are not ready for the switch, the variance. Now, you know, when you were doing your soliloquy, I looked it up and found some additional definitions.
Bringing that out.
Variance, fact of undergoing change of state or condition. From Old French, variance, I hope I said that correctly because I don't speak French. Change, alteration, doubt, hesitation. That's exactly what they're going through right now.
Sure
Every
is.
single one.
Yep.
They can feel the change. They can feel that as of 2019. Nothing's the same. It's that alteration. It's like they're living in a parallel universe.
Yep.
It's like, there's been like a split where we're going one way and they're going another way, but we're on the right path and they're walking a route of confusion. You know, I actually seen somebody on TikTok talking about another rapture.
That's the thing.
With
It's crazy.
just
I mean, how, a rapture is variance because you're saying you put something in your mind in this narrative. That's what we spoke about last week. The story versus the narrative. So they created a narrative of a rapture to take them out, not even understanding that they translated this book. And in it, they said, kingdom by kingdom come to earth as it is in heaven. But somehow that gets, and that's what Yahushua said. That's what they called, that's what Yahushua said. But yet somehow they turn around and take that, dismiss that, and create a rapture. That is division of the script, division of the truth. So they've every step of the way they've created these lies that stand on nothing, and the only reason that they stood, the only reason why they were able to stand on nothing for a time was because we were asleep. We were not privy to their devices. We were not privy to their variance, to their vices. And now that we're privy to not only their vices, not only their devices, but also to their variance and their narratives of variance, now there's nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. And we're not even accepting. Listen, if a camp person comes over talking about the mark of the beast, what in the hell are you talking about? if some Christian comes over talking about the Antichrist, what in the hell are you talking about? So they're at variance just from what they speak. Just from what they speak. It's like, what, all this stuff. Oh, it's 400 years of silence. And I know Judah goes in, but it's 400 years of silence from, what is it, Malachi to Matthew, right? So somehow nothing was happening. Now, who gave them the right of that? Who gave them the authority to even consider the thought process of saying 400 years of silence? Well, we know the Most High did, because he had to hide us within the 400 years of captivity. But that last 400 year of captivity had to be the greatest, right? And we know that. We know that now. That's why even when I was asking dumbass AI, hey, I said 400 years, what people, who are the only people that went through captivity in 400 years? Well, the Hebrews went through captivity in 400 years in Egypt. I said, come on, AI. I said, come on, AI. Why are you lying to me? I know that the Hebrews were not in captivity for 400 years. Oh, well, it's complex. It's complex because, different biblical interpretations, historical. See, that doesn't work anymore. That doesn't work. You set this AI up to be at variance to us when we do what? Ask questions. So it's a lie.
exactly. But we know what questions to ask AI. Now, when you're really proficient and well studied, at the end of a conversation with AI will apologize for lying to you, because I can't say that they're giving wrong information, because I've had it happen to me. I asked AI a certain question that I already knew the answer to.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh no, I can't find it. That doesn't exist. I said, what about this? Oh yeah, you're correct. I said, well, why didn't you give it to me in the first place?
Exactly.
And that's when AR starts to babble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why we bend AI's arm backwards, because they have the archives of a lot of hidden information.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes if you just press AI and press it, it'll just give up and it will just give you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Because AI admitted to me that they knew that early, quote unquote, Christianity, which came, of course, from the Hebrew Israelites, AI admitted to me that the Holy Spirit was feminine. Now, when I first asked, it didn't tell me, but I had to grill it. What about this? What about that? That variant, that that doubt, that change. Well, what about this? Oh, you're right. And what about that? That's correct. And then AI started to speak. And it said, you know what? You're right. The Holy Spirit was feminine until, let me get it right, the Greek changed it to neuter, and the Latin changed it to masculine, and then the church said it was heretical.
Right.
Now we got Blassels and Campites trying to tell us that we don't know what we're talking about. And Ak, you made a very prominent point earlier today about the Christians. All they did was quote unquote debate what is canon, what isn't canon. That's the same thing the camps do with the Christian apologists.
Yep.
Yeah, because they're on the same team. They're exactly the same.
Right. That's how you know who's who. It's through variance. That's why this is important. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, that's how you know who's who. Yeah, man. It just, but what can we say? It's like they speak, we know the doctrines are false, everything's falling apart. It's like we're just not beating a dead horse, but we're beating a drum. Mm-hmm. It's like I would get tired of constantly being proven incorrect all of the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
all of the time.
Yeah.
So
let's say 9 out of 10 times.
10 out of 10 times. If you can't tell me anything if you blaspheme the Holy Spirit.
Right. Fair enough. Boom. Done. It's a wrap. That's right.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. There's only one truth.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But they have to be led astray. It's like what more can we really say? Like what else can we say?
Yeah. And that's why what we do is we break down the definitions so that we can, as a nation, understand the psychosis, or rather not even, because we all see the psychosis, understand the psychology of where they are, where we don't want to be, and where we're going. Because the psychology is, okay, well, shoot, if these people over here are in variance and demented degeneration, well, we need to be over here in righteousness and regeneration. Because if we do what they do, then the likelihood is great that we will fall into contempt with them. Whereas if we go ahead, break away, do what the Most High say, and move forward to our kingdom for our day, then you know what? Hey, everything else is great. Everything else benefits us. And that's what, people, delineation. No one understands delineation. See, and this is why I have to give the FBA some prop. I have to, because they use the word delineation as we were using the word sanctification and separation. And guess what? All three mean the same. They all mean the same. So this is how the Father said that he will sanctify his people. So he is sanctifying the totality of his people. Now, what people fail to understand is there's levels, just like there's levels in this decrepit, unrighteous, degenerate ass world. We got levels, there's hierarchies, there's classism. There's going to be the same in the kingdom. Yet those levels will be righteous levels. You're not going to be oppressed in these levels. There's no oppression in levels. There's no bottom floor in this level. Like, let's say everybody starts at 33, at level 33 and moves up. Everyone is even going in. And then you get to deal with what the Father has you deal with, what you're going to be doing in the kingdom. All these other people, well, I want to go to heaven. Nigga, you can't make it to heaven. You can't handle heaven. You can't even handle this world, let alone heaven. You need to get your mind right. And that's what we've been doing. We've been sitting here for the last 6 years strong as a collective, saying, hey, you got to get your mind right. You got to self-reflect. You got to self-convict. You got to self-correct. Because those three things allow you to see the broader picture, to see the broad way, and know not to go there. And not to go there. To say, be grateful for where you are, to be thankful for how you're moving, how the Father is moving you, to be able to see the spirit of truth, to be comforted in self-correction, to be humble and bold, to be the people who we were told we were to be. Not these, oh, well, you guys are just African. You guys are just blacks. So what is this black? Where's this black land? Well, I mean, that's Africa. Well, where are we in Africa? Oh, well, I can tell you you're a region. I did my DNA test and the DNA said that you are West African. Well, that's a mighty long place. That is a massive stretch of land. Where in West Africa? Oh, well, the Ghanaians, well, they ain't saying that we're Ghanaian. The Nigerians, they're not saying that we're Nigerian. Oh, well, Fulani tribe. No. What land do I own there? Mm-hmm. If you can't tell me what land I own there, get the stepping.
Exactly, bro. I'm not trusting any process where I can send in the DNA of a llama and it comes back telling me that it's Nigerian.
That's stupid.
It's madness.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we put our faith in the Most High and prophecy.
Yep.
And the signs in the heavens.
Yep.
In the esoteric. Because they can't manipulate that. They can try to manipulate prophecy. But those with discernment, we can see the truth because we have the true Holy Spirit.
There it is.
Yeah, that's why everybody else is walking around here in a state of mass confusion.
Yep. In a state of variance.
Exactly. Yeah. Not knowing or understanding what's going on at all.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's showing. And it is, if this time period does not show and prove that these people do not know what's going on, let me tell you what does. A country, a nation going to war without enough bullets. See, right there. Everything else is some BS, right? Right there should tell everybody that none of these people know what's going on. You go to war with not enough armament. That's madness.
But I remember 10 years ago where they were saying the government was buying up all the ammo. So right. Where is it?
Oh, it went to Ukraine. Nah, stop. What the hell is the Ukraine doing? Russia ain't got. If Russia wanted to, it could take Ukraine overnight. Stop. The Ukrainians don't have no superpowers. They got nothing. Oh, well, it's NATO. Well, Trump already defuncted NATO. So the hell with NATO. So where is the bullets? Watch this. Where's the bullets? Where's the weapons? And where's the money? Well, as many of the white people say, follow the money. So when you follow the money, it goes to Ish. So Ish, where's the bullets? Where's the weapons? I'll tell you where they are. They sold it. Ish got all of the weapons and sold it to everybody. And now they ain't got enough. And they weren't smart enough to realize that Iran ain't playing no games. Iran is sitting there saying, we waiting on you. I'll be your huckleberry. That's what they saying right now. I'll be your huckleberry. And just like Wyatt Earp, just like Billy in Wyatt Earp, the other gang member, he said, I ain't got no quarrel with you. Same thing Ish doing. I ain't got no quarrel with you, Ish. Iran, and then America going, but wait a minute. You do. And now they at variance. You can't even make this stuff up. This is the funniest This is the funniest fall or degradation I think I've seen. Like since I've been awakened. This is the funniest one, to watch these people scurry around like rats trying to figure out how they trying to get back. And they ain't getting back. Ain't no get backs. And Iran is your huckleberry. And they want us, and you got the Marines, you got the Army. They go, I don't want to fight for Ish. I don't want to fight for Ish. Well, wait a minute. What did you sign up for? Why sign up to uphold the Constitution? Well, the Constitution is ratified by Ish. Ish runs the Constitution. It was like that. What is it? When they during the Balfour, when they made them, when they created Ish runs the Constitution. Because you go in there, you say, yes, I promise, I swear to white Jesus and this Constitution, idolatry. That's Ish. So you're swearing your allegiance to a Constitution, a piece of paper, and white Jesus. You're double wrong, and you have double variance. And the world wants us to be part of the madness that they're holding? Hell no. Like a double hell's no. I mean, we can see that shit a mile away. That is madness.
Exactly, my brother, because we've already had our variance. We've had our madness.
Mm-hmm.
We've had our ups. We've had our downs. We've had, eras where we had homes and we had towns, and they came and they burned them and they flooded them out. They made fake deeds, took the land. Some of our people had to boom, boom. Some of them had to flee to the other side of the country, change their names. We've been through hell on our own lands.
Yeah.
And now that recompense is chasing these people down like a banshee.
Mm-hmm.
We're the black people.
Yeah.
Where we've always been,
Yeah.
minding our business.
Yeah.
So we're not getting in this. Everybody's just sitting back and watching. But you can't reap, or you can't wreak, all of that depravity and wickedness and nonsense and expect for it not to come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
It just they still think that they're in their blessing.
They do.
Like they just need to admit the truth. It's like, we're telling you what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You're under the curses.
Yep.
Deuteronomy 30 states that you would be under the curses.
Mm-hmm.
This nation will I judge. You're under judgment.
Mm-hmm. But they don't like to hear that judgment, because AI said that the 400 years is for the Hebrews back in Egypt. So they don't even have the conceptualization to understand, to rationalize that the 400, we've been screaming the 400 years since the 400 years been up. And now we're even telling them about the 540 years, which is non-destruction, that has circumvented their entire existence to 2026. And they want us to get up, get out, and get something. We did that already. We did that. We've gotten up, right? Dry bones stood up. Mm-hmm. We've gotten out, right? We've gotten out of our comfort zone, which is the heathens, nations, madness. We got, and now we're getting something. We're getting our reward for doing it. And yet they mad at us. They need to do that, but they can't, because that's not written. That's why ain't no free will in this game. So that's why it doesn't matter if you put on a little head wrap, or you speak Baruch Hashem, or you say Yahshua, you whatever the hell you want to say, whatever books you want to read, it don't matter right now. And that goes to cleave. That goes to cleaving. You don't get the free will to cleave or not. That's why not many do. That's why not many will. Not many shall. The cleaving is a humbling experience, just like we had to go through. So you can't just say, well, you know what? I'm just going to cleave today. No, that doesn't happen. I'm just going to put on the head wrap and say Baruch Hashem. And you know what? What's going to happen? I'm going to cleave to them. No, that's not how it works.
They're not even claiming that they're cleaving. They're
I
claiming
know.
they're graft. And I
Right.
don't know
Grafted.
how many
Right.
times that we have to reiterate that the graft is for Yasharala only, to come back to the natural branches.
Yeah.
The other nations can only cleave.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many times do we have to make that clear? So we have heathens that, once again, like you said, that don't mention us, but they know all about our history. They know
Yep.
all about our ancestors' words, even in the transliteration. They know all about the customs, but still won't acknowledge the people.
Mm-hmm. Still won't.
Still won't. Still pulling scriptures out of context, because they done sat down and listened to a few wayward Israelites and took some notes, and now they feel that they can get online and teach us.
Yep.
Just
Teach us something that we've already learned over the last 12 years to get to this point. We're the ones that brought out Enoch. Oh, you don't need no Enoch. You don't need, all you need is Jebus of the whites. That's all you need. All you need is Paul. Now, well, wait a minute, Paul, that's all you need. You pervert the word. You perverted the word. Oh, well, we need a debate. Nope. Done. And I still remember when they were trying to come over and debate us in the comment sections earlier on, especially on TikTok, we were like, nope, we ain't debating you. There's no more debate. And that was a couple years ago.
exactly.
And now we're looking at them fall on their sword because they're debating Christians. They're debating Catholic Hebrews. They're debating campsite, KOA people, Boy Scouts of America, campsites, who are boys. They scouts. They come out, they wear their armor, their Under Armour wears, and they go in the streets just to see what brothers are out there so that they can go back in and snitch and tell and rattle their chains and act like they I'm barking at you. Nigga, your barks do not bite. And then you got these heathen Christians over here talking about, well, the black church is not good enough because what? Your whole church's existence is based and rooted on degradation, on abomination. And you have audacity and gumption to talk about a black church? They are hypocrites. This whole world is based on hypocrisy. And the hypocrisy that this world has put forth is coming back to them again. Hypocrisy, jealousy, envy, variance. That's why we're seeing this. Then it's going to be heavy. And I'm going to say this again. 2026, because we just really some have started and some will about to start 2026. So 2026 will see an uptick, a major uptick in the spiritual warfare, the mental illness of the heathen. In 2027, you will see a massive undergoing or an uptick of physical degradation. And then after that, it's a wrap. 2028 comes, and it's all up to the Father how he's going to show that he's won. And ain't nobody going to do anything about it. They think they're going to fight the Father. They think they're going to fight the celestial when they asses can't even get out of the atmosphere. They stuck, they grounded, they're dumbfounded. These people are not in their right minds, which they never were. And now we get to see them for who they are. But go ahead,
Ak, you are right about that. We actually do get to see them for who they are.
Mm-hmm.
The madness of these heathens. And I agree with you. I've never seen them this bad my entire life. And honestly, they didn't even look this bad when the opioid epidemic first started. They still kind of had a semblance of normalcy, but now they're like different. They're moving different. They're thinking different. It's like,
and not in a good way.
Yeah, they're not in a good way. It's like they're like cornered animals.
Mm-hmm.
Like you never know when one may just snap. Yeah, like you just never know. Like they know it's over. And they know it's over. Because remember that video that was circulating a few years ago? It was in Canada, and these two Caucasian police officers was on a routine call, and they went to somebody's house, and I guess they got caught on the door cam. So they was waiting while they were waiting for the occupant to come outside. One police officer looked to the other one and said, in a moment of sheer honesty, which is extremely rare for them, he said, the day of the white man is over. So they know. And this was several years ago. If I'm correct, that was pre-COVID. So deep down, they can feel that it's never going back to normal, that their time is up.
Yeah. And rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Exactly. They've had their time. Their blessing is over. They no longer have the blessing of the sword, because now they're using the sword on each other after mocking us for years. Or that black on black crime. And once again, the Most High put that curse on them. And now the heathen's brother's eye is evil against him.
Yep. Duality. There it is again. Yep. That's all true, Hawk. And that's the thing, we have sat back and taken our time to find out who we are. And we did this individually. We didn't do this collectively at first. I venture to say that as I came into this walk, my premise was, who am I? How do I fit? And then I understood the biblical script, and I was like, you know what? That sounds a lot like the troubles I went through, the troubles that I know so-and-so went through, my family members went through. Wow, that's interesting. And then I kept diving in. And as I kept diving in, I kept finding me. And now that I found me, I'll be damned if I'm going to allow I'm going to be nice, some heathen to step in my way telling me who I am. Like, that's not going down. And what is going down is them. So they can't come talking to me about nothing. They want to act like, oh, well, you're blacks or you guys are Africans. You need to prove that. Don't just come over here telling me what you feel, because I don't care about what you feel. Hence why I don't care right now about how you feel. Like, literally, your feelings are not of my concern. I'm not being distracted by the heathens' failings. They're constantly failing actions, because if I don't keep my eyes on the prize, how can I get to my kingdom? And oh, you think it's your kingdom? Yeah, I will be part of the kingdom to come. Because if the elect scarcely make it in, and see, I'm a big proponent of, and this has just always been me, just making it in the nick of time. And because I desire to make it into the kingdom, I know that I'm going to make it, because that's my faith. So my desire, and this is the other key. Our desire has changed. So the exchange situation is a million circles, right? It's full circle, but 360 degrees as a ball. So whatever. The reality is, we used to desire equality. We used to desire things that created the other nations to be higher than us. We used to have desire of wealth. And that justice, that desire of justice, is about crying out collectively. We're my people who are called by my name. cry out for justice, I shall hear them. See, again, we've been crying out for integration. We've been crying out for um, uh, equality. We've been crying out for fairness. We've cried a little bit out for justice, but we were already splintered. We were already in variance. But now that we're out of variance and we're crying out for justice, sookie sookie. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Now the desire has changed. Now they can't do it. What can they do? Oh, well, look, you can't give me nothing because I want it all now. I want it all back. And they're stuck. That's why they had to go to war. They got to do something. They got to do something. And that's why we ain't worrying about them. And that's why they want to act like they grafted in. Well, good. Get grafted in. Be grafted in to whatever you feel you need to be grafted into. But only a few will make it in as a cleaver. Only a few. Because you're going to be vetted. Just like we do now. We vet. You don't think the Father's vetting all these people just like we vet everybody? Slide, don't we vet people?
All the time, all the time.
So we vetting, you know the Father's vetting. You can't just say, well, I'm going to cleave today. That's what I mean. That's what we were talking about last week. The predestination. You were already predisposed to cleave. And you already know that. Just like we were already predisposed to do what we do, to come out and speak. So everybody out here on these streets are doing exactly what they were already destined to do. The heathen, the white man want to act like, the European wants to act like, oh, well, you know what? We can have free will. We can do what we want to do. Well, where's your free will today? Where's your free will against Iran? Iran ain't saying that they want you. You think you can stop what you already did do? Iran's looking for you. You know, back on the streets, they running around all big talking mess, and then somebody, one of the people on the street, one of their white friends or white brothers say, you know what, Iran's looking for you. And they're like, what? Also, they go pale and they run the other way. Well, I ain't worried. No, they looking for you. You need to go and deal with that because you've talked so much shit about these people and you blew up their children just like you blew up ours. So there's some big payback coming.
Yeah, some very big payback. But once again, that's prophecy.
To the remnant within. Asking exactly, Ak.
Exactly. Hey, Ak,
bring it out. It's prophecy.
Hey, Ak, you know your audio's going in and out, bro?
No, I didn't know that.
Wow, it told me that the chat was disconnected on my end.
That's weird.
Okay, I'm back. It could be on my end. I could be losing you on my end, so I can't say it's you.
Lord, now see what I'm saying? See what they do? They try to mess up the live as they always do.
Yeah, that was odd. It could be on my end. So I missed a lot of what you were saying, bro.
All praise to the Most High. All I'm saying is these cleavers. The funny that I was saying was, remember, you know how on the streets, somebody's out there talking smack, and somebody said, "Hey, so and so looking for you," and then all of a sudden you get all pale and you go the other way. That's what they're doing with Iran. People like Iran's like, look, we're waiting on you. Come on in, put your boots on the ground. And Trump and Nettie are saying, nah, we need a ceasefire. No, it ain't no ceasefire. Come bring your people. So what they trying to do, and this is just what the heathen's thought process is, we need big bombs to just drop over them and destroy all of it. Maybe we could bring it to war. Well, Iran's like, okay, well, as soon as you do that, as soon as we detect that, shit is going left quickly. You can forget about Israel, which means if you can forget about Israel, you can forget about Saudi. If you can forget about Saudi, you can forget about Egypt. You can forget about all of North Africa. Matter of fact, all that Mediterranean madness, you can forget about it because that is going up in smoke. They ain't gonna be able to get over to here. That's the joke. The U.S. can't be. That's why the Father said, I got to bring this Northern Army up off my lands. I got to bring them over there, so that they can be touched by by their people and be in despair. Where my people can be safe on my lands, the promised land, the lands of milk and honey. I'm not going to let them touch my promised lands because I promised that to Jacob, to Jacob's descendants. Isaac was the promise. I promise you, Abraham, you will have a son, and he will be a blessed son, a Barakah son. I promise you, Isaac, you will have a son, and he will be the promised to go into the land. Done. So now all of a sudden, Ish is the promised seed who's been killing, stealing, and destroying. What benefit have they provided the world? What light have they been providing the world? Let me see something, because I asked AI that. Let me find it. Give you the answer that they love to give to us.
Yeah, they're making the American coffers light.
Mm-hmm. That's about as. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
They definitely are a light to the world. They too busy hiding.
Mm-hmm.
And hiding criminals.
Yep. There we go. So I said, if the Israelis is the ancient Israelites, why are they not being a light to the world? AI, lying ass AI, dumbass AI said, the role of being a light to the nations, Isaiah 49:6, is interpreted variously as a spiritual, moral, or ethical calling rather than a political one. Okay. With debates, there you go, with variances centering on whether this duty was met historically or if it applies to modern Israel. Some views suggest modern Israel, the Israeli, is still struggling to fulfill this mandate, but not adequately serving as a moral exemplar to the world. Well, if they're not serving as a moral exemplar to the world, they are not the people. This shit is not rocket science. Hell, rocket science ain't even rocket science. No such thing. They can't even break out of the atmosphere. All of this stuff is such folly. It is stupid. Why? Because they're in a great stupor. These people, ethical, moral perspective. Others argue, other variances, others have variances that being a light requires exemplary behavior such as justice for all, including the stranger or minorities within its borders, suggesting that modern Israel is still working towards this goal. At this point in time, you've been in the game since 48. You ain't never, just like those people up in Jersey, you ain't looking for for justice for all. You're justice for yourself. Justice for yourself. And then the heathen European, they are the same way. Now, if we're the church and Christ gave us the authority, well, then how are you the light to the world? How is a Christian and an Israeli a light to the world? And you got the Muslims on the sideline clapping. That's right. That's right. Well, how is a Muslim, a Hindu, and a Buddhist a light to the world? What light, what truth, what reasoning, what righteousness are they bringing forth today? Today, right this moment in time, what have they brought to the world that has been righteous under their watch? And that's not even a debate, because we already know nothing. So these people out here are struggling to continue the narrative of the lie that they created. That's all they struggling. They ain't struggling to uphold any moral exemplar. They're struggling upholding the lie that they created. Go ahead,
I was built on a house of cards. And now those deck of cards is caught up in a tornado. Yeah, yep. the whole system is just crumbling in real time, and now they're scattering like roaches. It's like we haven't heard from their mega pastors. They're all quiet. Like you said earlier, we're dealing with a bunch of TikTok prophets They're going back and forth with Catholic Hebrews. The economy is in shambles. The price of food is up and climbing. You know, they're strung out on drugs. It's just, what else can they say?
Yeah.
What else can they do? And like we said earlier, all of this is going on, and the one question they never ask is why. Why is this happening? Why is this occurring? Why are things seeming different? But we tell them and we give them the word. At this point, I'm just ready just to hold my tongue on them. Unless it's doctrine related and they blaspheme the Ruach or they speak ill of the Father or our people, I'll say something. But besides that, I'm at the point where I'm just sitting here enjoying their fall.
No, me too. I'm just sitting here enjoying the fall of the nations as I move forward to my kingdom, to our kingdom. So I highlighted this comment. You see this comment? I'm not sure what that true outer versal transcendence. It's a lot of complication.
True outer versal transcendence. I'm not super religious, neither are we, because we aren't a religion, we're a heritage. But I can't relate to people. I can't relate to normal people. I'm alien, entirely alien. They all have an addiction to seeing evil get punished. It's called balance. See, you love chaos. You love a world without order. You love unrighteousness. Your comment alone is evil because you know punishment is coming your way. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of heathendom. That's what I smell.
Yeah, and that's why I had to stop him. I was like, wait a minute. Either there was no either. I was just like, this, what the hell is this? Because they all have an addiction to seeing evil get punished. Well, you must be evil. You're a demon. You're a shadim. So you don't want to see yourself be punished. I get that. But guess what? We want you punished.
Exactly. You have a cosmic ass whipping coming to you. You and your people and everyone who was Confederate against us.
Yep.
See, you like rule without law so you can do whatever you want. You like disorder. You love chaos. You thrive in that because you're a heathen. Well, they have an addiction to seeing evil get punished. Well, your people had an addiction to seeing the righteous get punished.
That's right.
You know, young women and young men shouldn't have to walk down the street of fear of being lynched because of their skin. You think recompense shouldn't come for that? But you are out your mind.
I mean, we want justice.
Exactly. We want justice. And whatever justice the Father sets on you heathens, I'm not questioning it. And I'm not going to second guess it. There's only one way to cleanse this land from the spilling of blood. The Mishpachah already know.
Yeah. And moderators, get rid of him. Sly, I don't want you cutting him. I don't want you getting rid of him. I want the moderators to get rid of him.
Yeah. Cancel them.
Yeah. Into the abyss.
Yep,
back to his outer versal transcendence. Send him there.
Hold up. Is he in your channel?
Yeah, he's in mine.
All right. Give me a second. Where is he at? I don't see him.
7:46 p.m.
All right. Let me zone in. 7:46. I don't see him. I see Queen Mommy, Brother Slaw, Patricia's Yusef, Ezra. Oh, here this devil go. Click. Go to channel. More. Go there. Hide from my channel. So you don't come over to my channel causing trouble.
All right, his ass gone. All right. Well, again, this is the reality of what we're dealing with. We're dealing with people who don't want evil to be punished, but yet evil has been punishing, like punishing, and the punisher. So now that righteousness or truth or good is now moved to the tree of life esoterically, now the tree of knowledge of good and evil is feeling some sort of way. And those that have been cleaving to the tree of knowledge of good and evil is feeling some sort of way. And because they're feeling some sort of way, they are mad at all of those, us and others, who have separated themselves from the tree of knowledge of good and evil to seek after the tree of life. And they go, well, you ain't going to make it there. You just need to stay here. This is heaven. See, you can be like God. And we're like, we don't want to be like the principalities that are leading you astray. We don't want to do any of that today. So F you and kick rocks. And now they're like, oh, you guys are so mean. No, we're not in variance. We're not the ones that are creating variance. Eris. We're not Greeks. The Greeks have created this, so the Greeks going to pay for this. And all those that cleave to the Greek. You can't cleave to the Hebrew, cleaving to the Greek. You got to, it's either one or the other. That's why it's very simple. The Father told you that. Be ye not hot. Be ye either hot or cold. Don't be lukewarm. So if you're going to be a Greek, be a Greek. Stand on that. If you're going to roll with us, roll with us. Stand on that. Don't be going back and forth. Don't be wayward, because you'll be cut off forever. Just like the ones on the left-hand side going to be cut off forever. But he's just letting you know. So all these people up here upset, thinking that this is still the heathen show. Shit. The heathens ain't got nothing left. They can't even help themselves.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of it. Go ahead, Art.
It's the series finale on 83.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the new chapter is her break, the one that we're walking in right now. It's like it's only a demon wouldn't want to see evil punished.
Right.
Like,
right.
But this is the mentality of the people who the Most High set over us for a time. See, his words were prophetic, and he didn't even realize it. A base people,
mm-hmm.
And evil people. Wouldn't care for young or old. Just diabolical. That's why when the Spirit gave you the understanding to quit giving these heathens cover under the term Gentile, we had to call them for who they are. Right. They're heathens, idolaters, spittle.
That's what I was asking you earlier, and I don't think we came to get that. But Judah had made a comment about these people think they Persia or Greek or whatever. They're people. They're just the other people. If you guys remember that I think it's in Jeremiah, where he's just talking about other people will be destroyed, and he doesn't give them a name. Put it in the chat, because I want to get that. But yeah, again, these people out here are upset because they have no cover. They used to be able to get cover under us. They used to be able to go, you know what? The blacks did it. And then we'd be like, what are you talking about? We had nothing to do with it. See, they're so defensive. They must have done something knowing damn well that they did it. They just projected onto us, gaslit us, riled us up, retaliated against us. We retaliated against them, and then we got caught up. That's what all of the riots had always been about. If you look at the history of the Watts riots, the New York riots, all the riots in the cities, that's what they did. They went out and they steered it up, created a law, a narrative, because we were tired. We were sick and tired of being sick and tired. And it just, all it took was a little, a half a matchstick, and poof, and there it was. But now they get no cover on it. Oh, you blacks need to do this. Oh, really? Okay. Well, who are the blacks? You mean the Africans? Because they now consider themselves blacks. Is that who you talking about? What y'all? Well, you're not even. You don't even know who we are. Please, no more black. Know what I mean, they don't even get no more words to say. Because this is the war too. This spiritual warfare is in social media, and we are winning that. They think they are, but when you take the spirit of the social media war to the spirit of the physical or the war of the flesh, and then you take it to the spiritual war, they're not even close. This is like the first Persian Gulf invasion.
Yeah, exactly. There's really nothing they could really say to the Mishpachah on social media.
Nope.
Because we're the worthy according to 2nd Ezra 14. You can't go against someone reading books that you've never heard of before, that you'll never have access to. That's why, once again, the Catholic Hebrews and the Christian apologists, they argued at 66 all day, back and forth. They've been doing it for years.
Mm-hmm.
You can't grow in the spirit like that. See, our goal is to grow in the spirit, and the Father gives us understandings through the Ruach. That's why they really can't say anything to us.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't really challenge something that you've never read before.
Nope.
It's something that hasn't been tainted by Christianity.
Yeah.
So we just do the back and forth with the 66, and they leave us alone. Yeah, the social media, yeah. Like, they had to reprogram the algorithm for Brother Moriel.
Yeah, they won't even let me. They won't even let me speak on social media.
A ghost on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
He is literally a ghost. He like, look, Ahmed, I send you a screenshot, man. You see my comment? Nah, bro. It's on my phone. Nah, bro. I told you, man. They ghosted you, bro. They had to rewrite the algorithm just for you.
Mm-hmm. Because I asked too many questions. Exactly. I asked too many questions reasonably. So I don't be cussing them out. I just ask the question. So here's another question for you, Slav.
All right.
Put this up. See, moderators, you guys gotta be looking at this madness. Look at this. How would you prove you are you when a whole nation stole you ID?
Oh, know what is? I don't think that's a troll. No, but that's not a troll. That's not a troll.
Oh, it's not.
No, I know that name. Is that in my chat or yours?
It's in mine.
Okay. What's the timestamp?
7:55.
Let me go back.
Mm-hmm.
7:55. I don't see. Let me see. Amazing. Ursa, Corey, Soulful, Yusef, Queen Mommy, Interested Abbott, Corey. You sure? You sure it's not on my channel? Because I don't see. Oh, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Shalom. Yeah. I know this person. They haven't been here in a while. Yeah, that's not a troll. Yeah, that's a sincere question. Yeah, Shalom, Mishpachah. Yeah, the moderators, we need to make notes of the names so we don't block people who are regulars, but they still show up every now and then.
Because I'm just going through the thing, so I'm just,
Yeah. I know that name.
Interactive
in a while, but yeah, that's not a troll.
All right. Well, good. Well, lucky for them, or not even lucky. There's no luck, right? So Baruch Hashem for them, for being here. So we move forward, and that's the thing, that we are not here to entertain heathen madness. We're not trying to claim anything of their heritage. We are feng shuiing ourselves from all of this. We've come up out of her. We're not going back in with her. We're not playing with her. We're not dating her. We're not courting her. We're done with that bitch, to be honest with you. And right now, That's the switch. The switch is that they used to be able to just trounce around any kind of way in front of us and get us into jealousy, envy, and variance. And now that we no longer care about what they talking about, what they looking like, matter of fact, a lot of them looking pretty bad right now. I'm just being honest. Faces, that's why I'm just gonna have to say it. These celebrities, whole faces are sunken in, whole body skinny, like worse than a child. Whole figure looks like a stick. And this is what they want everybody to think looks good? Nah. This is unhealthy. And their celebrities are looking unhealthy. Their politicians are acting unhealthy. Their educators are thinking unhealthy. Their system is an unhealthy system. The foods are unhealthy. The drinks are unhealthy. Everything about this, even globally, they say, well, you can't have, in Europe, they go, well, it's got to be more natural, whatever. You guys are all still the same. It's the same system. None of you all get to change. Oh, well, it's the U.S.'s problem now. No, you all were loving the U.S. Now you don't. Not my problem. You go down with the ship. And they go, well, you guys live in it. Yeah, but we're not of it. We're not in it. And we could care less about it. And nobody's coming to throw us out of it because this is our land. Our land. And the last thing I'm going to say about all the Africans, you guys talk a lot of shit. And these blasso niggers and negresses who sit around here and long and covet Africa, go to Africa. Get off the land. Stop talking shit on social media about we all. There is no we in this. We are not the same. I tire of that. We don't look the same. We don't think the same. We don't act the same. We don't speak the same. But if you're over here on my land telling me that I need to know that I am an African because of DNA, you need to take your happy ass on to Africa because you are dumb, stupid, and ignorant. Why? Because the same DNA white man stale box of Cracker Jacks told your dumbasses and your people's dumbasses, that's why you dumb today, that they were for monkeys. And see, I said the same thing on Tickety Top, and they didn't even shadow ban it. What do they call it out?
They gave you a strike.
Yeah, they want to give a brother a strike. Whatever. The same science that they have used to tell us that we were monkeys is the same science that they use today to tell us that we are African. The same. And that's why only intelligence is for the remnant, within the remnant. Because we think differently. We're not the same people. And I don't care if you're Pan-African. I don't care if you're African. I don't care if you're Caribbean. None of that matters to me. It's your spirit. It's how orderly you are within the spirit of truth. And if you're over here telling me something, then I get to tell you. And don't think that I'm going to be nice about it when I don't have to. So that was my rant on Africa and Africans and the blassels. Because that's stupid. Literally stupid. All of them are false, indeed. They just want you and me to be okay with being Africa. Africa. Knowing that Paula the White tried to invoke all those Africans to come over here with that diabolical spirit to come over here and say they're African American, that they're black. When we didn't ask them to come over. We didn't say, you know what, we need help. We need no, we don't need anybody's help.
Mm-hmm.
We're not.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Al.
Apologies, I didn't mean to cut you off. You mentioned that video, but it came back up in my feed I think either today or yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said earlier, she invoked all them African spirits. Because remember, that's what people have to understand. Like that person that came in earlier, that was a demon. So these trolls, these are spirits that we're dealing with. So Paula invited all of these demons from the third part to come over here to try to get the Negroes in check.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying the Israelites. Oh, they're claiming their land. Uh, uh, they're saying that they're separate. They're not voting anymore. Get over here. Cause confusion. She called them over. She called them over here.
Mm-hmm.
She harnessed those demons to come over here to go against us. And we're still standing strong and firm. Rebuke them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even deal with them. I don't even engage with them because we know these are our lands. You can't say nothing to us unless you look at the totality of the history. I don't care whether you believe it or not. If you were sincere and honest, you would sit down and look at all of the writings, all of the books, the scriptures. I don't believe in this. You don't have to believe in it. But let's take a look at it.
Yep.
Because they know eventually when they start to look at it, all the pieces of the puzzle will come together and it will show that these are our lands and it will solidify that we are the 12 tribes of Yasharal or Yasharel, Israel, whatever name you choose. And they know it. And deep down, they know it.
Yeah, they do.
And once they admit that, what comes with that? Judgment.
Judgment.
Prophecy.
Conviction, and judgment.
Captivity. Fetters of iron. All of that comes into play. Variance. Just weights.
Yep. A just weight. And that's what they're upset about at us. They want us to be so loving. I should say it like this. They still want us to be loving, but we still are loving. We love our people. We love our Elohim. We love our lands. We love our heritage. So the love that we used to give to them freely now costs. There's a cost to that love. We're not willing to give it away like we used to, like they did to our fathers, our mothers, our grands, our greats, our great-greats, where they had to do something to show that they loved them, even in the face of adversity, even in the face of evil. Well, F that. We don't have to no more. That's the switch. That's the exchange of situation. We don't have to do that. Now we can love our Elohim. Why? Because he turned his face back to us. He allowed our mother to come and comfort us. He allowed our brother to be a light to us. He allowed us to have brethren and sisters, like-minded, wise counsel. We don't need you. And you go, well, we got to do a job. Yeah, we do our job to the best of our ability, then we're done. There's no extracurricular fun. Not with us, son. We are done with this. And without us, you know what? A party ain't a party. So there's no partying, literally. We ain't in the corners. We ain't in the streets. We ain't breakdancing on cardboard. We ain't in the skating rinks. We don't care. We want our kingdom. And that is not hard to grasp because you, the heathens, want your kingdom. This goes back to what you were saying earlier. This is the tale of two kingdoms. The matter of fact, this is St. Augustine. He told you all that. Matter of fact, he told you the tale of two worlds, the tale of two kingdoms. So we're not doing because again, ain't nothing new under the sun. It's just all confirmation for us and all revelation for you because the world is being revealed who they are. They thought they knew who they were. We thought we knew who we were, or we didn't even know who we were, but we're getting confirmed of who we are. And the world is being revealed who they are because they can't get confirmed. They confirm themselves with their constitution, with white Jeebus, with Ish, with Eurocentric, with Afrocentric. And I won't even browbeat the Asians too much since you and our conversation, but I'm going to throw them in it too. The Asian centric. So everybody out here has had an opportunity to know who they are. And all those people do not know. They will be revealed of who they actually are, which when it all shakes out, it's only going to be you are Shem, Ham, and Japheth, or a Horite. And that's what they really don't want, because that Horite is tricky. That's what they started out with their science. Oh, you niggers is just monkeys. Y'all came from the Neanderthals. All of a sudden, here recently, oh, guess what? The nigger has no DNA from the Neanderthal. It's only white people. Oh, well, you know what? The Neanderthals are good people. They were good. No. We know now. We know who you are. You are a Horite. That is who you are. That is Mount Seir. Before Esau went in there were Horites in there, Neanderthals, Denisovian men and women who he copulated with and created. People go, well, where do these people come from? Voila. It's not rocket science. Hell, rocket science ain't even rocket science. But, you can't tell people nothing because they don't want to believe that. But through miscegenation, mixing, copulation, blood has interchanged. So that was done so that we can be hidden for a time. But now we're raised up. Now it's actions and fruits. Now it's thought processes. And it's what you do. Where the world can't even do nothing right. So we already know who they are. They are a freaking Horite. You think Trump's not a Horite? That's a Horite. You think that dude, what is that dude's name? Stephen Miller's not a Horite? That little weasel. You think that Nesty Zesty Nehu isn't a Horite? He is a Horite through and through. And this is why they don't want to take no DNAs. This is why they had to come out with some DNA madness so that they can say who we are for the last 10 years of their hurrah of the 60. This is why they had to do that. And people don't like that. I know. Oh, he talking about the Horites, the Neanderthal. That's right. Because we're not that. We didn't come from that. So, this sounds like a personal problem. And we ain't involved in that. We ain't involved in that at all.
Yeah, that's one history that they don't like to speak on.
Mm-hmm.
The history of the Horites.
No, they don't want to talk about them Horites, boy, because they know. And they know. You think they know? Oh, they know. They know who the Horites are. And that's why you get to see these people with chiseled chins, jaws, and straight, overhangs for eyebrows, looking a whole Neanderthal in the face, talking about, I'm European, I'm Netherlands, Netherland, Neanderthaland. I mean, this shit is not rocket science again. It's
exactly. Not. Yeah, with that stern jawline.
Mm-hmm. And they go, and what do they say? That's the goodness. What's that people? The inbreds?
The Habsburg?
Yes.
Now, mind you, they had that jaw on top of inbreeding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. You're right, Out. You're right. That's why this thing is all coming to a head.
Exactly. That's why they have so many genetic defects between the melanin deficiency and the inbreeding. And that's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. That's why Oh, Dr. Yakub, right? The Somalians, same scenario. Inbreeding, anybody that's been inbreeding is going to be recessive. It just is what it is. There's your biology science, not this other science, right? If you have a recessive gene on top of a recessive gene on top of a recessive gene, there's no dominant gene. Therefore, there's going to be a lot of problems. And that's what you see. And the problems don't necessarily always mean it's going to be outwardly. It could be inwardly. It could be the way one thinks. And now that we see the way that these people have thought and continue to think in a time where knowledge has increased, wisdom is here, you already know that these people are degenerate. Lots of them. Lots of them.
Exactly. How can you be the only person with a disease on the planet? Literally the only known person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. The only known group of people. And, when you start talking about, when we talk about the Nation of Islam, right? They got their doctrines too. And a lot of it is about leprosy. But when we start talking about leprosy, all of a sudden people get upset. Well, I don't have leprosy. I'm too dark to have leprosy. That is a pigment malfunction, diseasement. So, okay, you ain't got no pigment. You leper. And you got sores on your body. You get plagues on your body. Well, I don't see, and this is just me, but I don't see a lot of Negroes with that situation. I do see a lot of other people with it. So, I mean, there's something to be said about the leprosy. And it's also something to be said about the psychology of the leper. Because wouldn't it make sense? And I'm just throwing this out there. Wouldn't it make sense that when leprosy was at an all-time high in the ancient world and they were ostracized to a colder climate, that the Father allowed them to raise themselves up out of nowhere? Just saying, out of nowhere. Boom, on the scene, right? And all they've been doing is killing, stealing, destroying. So they've been mad people, upset, sure. Looking for vengeance, sure.
The Iceman inheritance.
The Iceman's inheritance. There you go, right? Sure. So then all of a sudden, they get an opportunity, right? An opportunity to come to the promised land where they never thought they would. And lo and behold, they did what they did. But I'm just throwing that out there because we have to understand ancient to modern and how we got here and how these people got here from ancient times. Because we already know ancient means melanin, because there was no AC, there was no, the sun was hot, right?
No sunscreen.
No sun, definitely no sunscreen. So if the sun was hot and no sunscreen, in the ancient world, there had to be some situation where everybody had this natural protection. And through this natural protection, some people, genetics didn't have it. For whatever reason, they didn't have it. And again, I'm going to bring a foolish people. This is how we started. I'm going to bring a foolish people and put over you. So there's foolish people that he brought. You don't think that the rest could be true? You don't think that, you think that, these people were like, our people in particular was burying people in caves, burying our people in caves. But these other people who could not adhere to the climate lived in caves until they were ostracized out of the cave to somewhere else. And when they got to that somewhere else, they thrived. They came alive and created cave cities, so to speak. Is it not true that Jacob was told not to deal with the Horites? It is true. That is truth. Yet Esau did. Mount Seir. So who are these people? Who are the Horites? Where did the lepers go? How come all of a sudden they jump on the scene, these people who are not ancient, yet today claim to be ancient, demand to be ancient, demand an ancient card without any proof of being ancient? Imagine that. So these are things you got to think about. These are things that we have to understand so that we know not to mess with these men and women. In the mind, in a mental thing, because we got to deal with it now at this point. But we don't have to engage, entertain, and be part of. Because the mind is a terrible thing to waste. And for many, they've wasted their mind, where the Father protected us so that we couldn't waste our mind through drugs, through depression, through despair, so that we can be the heirs to our inheritance and our kingdom to come. And I spoke it like that so that it was not hardcore, rough, rugged, and raw the way I wanted to. So that was all spiritually spoken, so that it can be true. All praise to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's read let's read the what is this?
Matthew 10.
Yeah, let's read Matthew 10.
Okay. We are about to read Matthew chapter 10, verses 16 through 42. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in the same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Yasharallah till the Son of Man be come. The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his master. You know I don't say that L word, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If I do, it's a slip.
Mm-hmm.
It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master and the servant as his master. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how many more shall they call them of his household? Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetops. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both body and soul in Sheol. Hell means destruction. Are not two sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father? But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am not come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. And whosoever shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water, only in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward.
All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High for that reading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that about sums it all up.
I'm
Right there.
about to say, that's clear cut.
That is clear cut. Clear cut. And that's why we do what we do, because we know that it's our turn to rule. And we're not taking any shorts. We're not allowing these people to gaslight us, project. What do you always say? We're not giving them the ability to project. What is it?
Project, deflect, and accuse.
That's right. So when you hear that, project, deflect, and accuse out of anybody, you know that they are an adversary. That's the beauty of where we are. We get to see our adversaries now. Before they were hidden, now they're wide open. So, I don't know, just keep your eyes open, stay stay under the law, stay under the covenant, do the right thing, love your brother, your sister as you would want them to love you. Seek after the Most High with all your heart, mind, body, and spirit. And be at peace, Yasharel. Be at peace. For our redemption is here. And that's the beauty. That's the gospel. That's the gospel. So, Ak, you want to take us out with something? You got something else ready?
But you know what? I'm going to read those 3 precepts that I have on my description box on my channel, just to make it plain and clear cut.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to read from the Apocalypse of Abraham. We're going to pull a precept from there. We're going to pull a precept from First Enoch, and we're going to pull a precept from the sealed portion. Now, this is the Apocalypse of Abraham, chapter 4, verse 6. And we've all dealt with this. And when he heard my speech, he became furiously angry with me because I had spoken harsh words against his gods. I didn't tell you, it reminded me of the situation you told me that you had at work. It was, I don't know what movie it was, but it was a scene with Chadwick Boseman. I'm not sure what movie. And he basically said the GD word, and that blasto lost his mind. Like, don't you blaspheme my God. And when I saw that scene, you knew he wasn't thinking about anybody that looked like him. Like how you blaspheme the name of White Jeebus. This is why we have to shake those mental shackles. And you know it's the idol. Deuteronomy 28 proves that the God of Christianity is an idol because our ancestors never worshiped that idol. That is a God of wood and stone. But let's continue. Now we're about to read First Enoch 97:10. Your lies flow like water, for your wealth shall not endure, but it shall take off from you quickly, for you have acquired it all unjustly, and you shall be given over to a great curse. For your wealth shall not endure, but it shall take off from you quickly, for you have acquired it all unjustly, and you shall be given over to a great curse. Yeah, see, the book of Enoch, reiterates it more than once. And I love this. This is the sealed portion, chapter 49, verse 33. And this goes into variance, my brother. Behold, the sword of vengeance hangeth over you, and the time soon cometh that he avengeth the blood of the saints upon you, for he will not suffer their cries any longer. And that was the issue. We was trying to go down to Babylon for help, go down to Egypt for help, and we was crying for justice from the heathen. And our ancestors, they were crying from justice from the God of Christianity. That's what they were exactly. And we have to understand that they were asleep. They were asleep. They stood in their lot. But now that we've awakened, we are going back to calling on the power, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And there's nothing they can do about it to stop it. Nothing.
Yep. All praise to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High. If you humble yourselves and pray, call on his name and he will heal the land. I'm roughly paraphrasing. We know what the precepts are. Yep. As soon as we started to call on the Elohim of the ancestors, exactly, everything started to switch.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's why we're back. Just take solace that we are back. And that's something that they can't handle right now. They're struggling with us being back because they all, and this is an absolute, they all thought we were dead. They all thought our Elohim destroyed us all and replaced us with them because that's what their leaders said. And that's why right now they got that look on their face. They look like, who is them niggas on that nag?
Yep.
That's exactly what they're looking like right
Exactly. Like we tell them, it's like, you better stand in your lot and go back and forth with them 6680 book only dudes. Don't come over here to us. Because that universal replacement theology doctrine, we destroy that all day.
Yep.
All day. That New Testament does not change anything because there's no new thing under the sun.
Yep. Nothing. And that's why now we get to see it. That's why the Father told us, you'll be able to see your enemies. You'll see the fall of your enemies. You'll have your salvation. So, the question is, do we get our salvation first before we get to the kingdom? Or does the salvation continue even into the kingdom? Because if the salvation goes into the kingdom, then there will be still enemies there.
But they will be in derision.
Mm-hmm.
But they will be in derision and they will be in fetters of iron. They will be in captivity.
So then, therefore, we would see the salvation every day to remember this time.
Exactly. The fall of our enemies.
Right.
And most high willing, these will be the stories that we will be telling our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren and our great-great-grandchildren and our great-great-great-grandchildren, because we know we're going to get our longevity, no disease, great health. We're going to get all of that back.
Yep. Because somebody's got to teach the children. Somebody's going to teach the children. It ain't going to be the heathen. It ain't going to be the blassel, the vassal. It ain't going to be, the Christian. It ain't going to be these educators. It's going to be us. This is what this is all about, us learning who we are so that we can teach one. And now that we're at that point of getting, I'm going to use a heathen vernacular, getting a doctorate, the world is upset. Unlucky. Oh well. Yeah. Oh well. All right. You got one more, or?
I'm good, Ak. I don't have anything else.
Let me see something real quick. So Paul, really fast. Paul was this joker, as we know, who they created so that they could misuse all his words. So Paul also told them about variance, but this variance is about the flesh, which makes sense, right? This is Galatians. What is this? Galatians 5, and this is maybe we'll talk further about this at another day, but this is the confusion that Paul brings forth. Where is it? Because he was saying about the Spirit. If you have the Spirit, you don't need the law. What's up here? Hold on. Yeah, Paul. So we're not even going to go through that. I'm not even going to, because Paul, I don't know what they did with Paul, brother Paul, and they're going to pay for that too, because Paul needs justice. And maybe not, I don't know, but I can't believe Paul would be this malicious in his wording, his word choice against his own people.
Ak, the Ruach already gave you that understanding. You already know. These heathens, they really don't know how the Spirit reveals things to us. Like some things we can't even reveal to the nation.
Just crazy. So Galatians 5, and we're going to start. Yeah, I'll start 18. This is the confusion, but I'm going to keep it moving. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like. Now I'm just going to stop there, because this is where we are. This is the 12th woe. This is all of the confusion of the heathen. And even in his, if you are under the law, I mean, if you're led by the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Well, what he's saying is that if you're under the Spirit, you're under the two greatest laws or the two greatest commandments, which incorporate the laws. But this is the confusion of Paul and the heathen. They don't understand that. But he's talking about the flesh. And if you look out here in the world today, they are all under a fleshly lust of let me do what I need to do. Let me get as much tattoos. Let me put enough piercings. Let me do this. Let me do that. I don't care. YOLO. And so now we're the ones that are under the law. We're under the commandments, the two greatest at that. And we're starting to see these people in the way they act. And variance is a big deal in all of this. There's only 4. Look at that number. There's 4 scriptures about variance in their book. So you know it means something. It's something that's going to be there at the end. That's the 12th woe. Variance is in the 12th woe. So we appreciate you guys, Baruch Hashem, for coming today, this evening. We came a little early and, because your boy's tired. We're tired. The Most High is giving us energy to stay and do what he wants us to do. But the body needs rest.
Correction, you're tired. You know, I get my naps throughout the day, bro.
Fair enough.
You're tired. Don't put that spirit of tiredness on me, bro.
You are correct. I stand corrected. My ass is tired. All praise to the Most High. Yes, indeed.
All praises.
Yeah. But Mishpachah, thank you all. Baruch Hashem. And we'll do this again. And yes, indeed, get some rest. But study to show yourself approved. Brother Sly, any last words on the way out? Get some rest.
No,
study
sir.
to show yourself approved.
No, sir. That's my phone in the background.
All praises.
Yeah. I have nothing to say out.
All right. Shalom, Mishpachah. Shalom. We're going to go out with some music, but shalom. All praise Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya. Indeed.
Zion. Hey yo, Ran, turn that up. Only a few of us gonna make it out. Zion, only a remnant, 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 only a remnant. When is my people gonna learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take up the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people to return. Only a remnant, 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 only a remnant. When is my people gonna learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take up the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people to return. Only a remnant. We at the end and we feeling it. We the sand of the sea, but a remnant. Shall return to the word when they hearing it. We the sons of Israel. Our word will never fail. Baptizing in Jacob's well. Holy Spirit ain't playing for real. Will you get protected? He's sending them plagues. I'm trying to make sure that he's sending rain. All in my life, all in my head, all in my walk, all in my legs. You don't got that blood, you walking dead. Walk as he walk, we should live what it say. Only a remnant gonna be spared. Only a remnant gonna be spared. Abba gon' get us out of these countries. Abba said, let me see who really want me. Forsaking our houses, forsaking our money. We got that signal from heaven, he coming. Drinking his cup, nobody running. Flesh getting weak, but the spirit is gunning. We see the prophecy, we know he coming. We see the prophecy, we know he coming. But it's only a remnant, 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 only a remnant. When is my people gonna learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take up the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people to return. Only you remnant. 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 When is my people gon' learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We Jacob, the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people to return. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's how my heart hurts for you. And the sun, he died for you. Yes, it's true, yes, it's true. You didn't have no clue. That's because nobody told you. They couldn't afford to. Cause you monkey like you Goku. It ain't like nobody owed you. We broke the law and they sold you. We did this all to ourselves, Jacob. Now it's the time that you know the truth. You don't know you so special. You don't even see what's next, though. So we cry, cry, cry. Only remnants gonna make it out of here alive. Please repent, my people, cause we at the end of time. Only you remnant, 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 only you remnant. When is my people gon' learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We Jacob, the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people to return. Only you remnant, 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 only you remnant. When is my people gon' learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We Jacob, the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people to return. It's time for my people to return.
Got the sign to crush giants. Power that can navigate clouds without pilots. Power to influence the crowd and start riots. Bring about a beautiful world with no violence. Got the sign to crush giants. Power that can navigate clouds without pilots. Power to influence the crowd and start riots. Bring about a beautiful world with no violence. Yeah, all gold, everything. 5-8 when the bell rang. Whole building power up like a cell main. A million years still running like a Mustang. Yeah, it's a new day. Stained glass all red like a Tuesday. Stay on 83's head like a toupee. Magnetic, how the blessing pursue me. Excuse me, cause we coming through. All dressed like Thursday, so blue. Looking good, smelling good, feeling brand new. Like we ready for the king to make his debut. Coming near you, it's a party, y'all. Get your fellas in the air, gon' start it off. Got the power, ain't nobody scared of none of y'all. We give the praise to the most high, set it off. Don't let it off. Got the sign to crush giants. Power that can navigate clouds without pilots. Power to influence the crowd and start riots. Bring about a beautiful world with no violence. Got the sign to crush giants. Power that can navigate clouds without pilots. Power to influence the crowd and start riots. Bring about a beautiful world with no violence.
The dark gods. As we talk about the word Elohim, the Elohims can be considered gods, plural, not singular, plural. So you're talking about different extraterrestrial entities.
All praises to the Most High. I and I keep a sharp sword and it's close by. Set on my desk, we don't mess with a cosign. Pattern my steps in the field for the landmines. Beat begging like a hand sign. Going back to Jacob Circle, that's a damn lie. Shit the vibe like a ley line. And we'll light this place up like it's daytime. I got the message, be at peace, so I'm feeling cool. And I don't care about your yapping or your flipping fool. Cause we ain't never giving energy to any enemy that literally ain't for nothing but a footstool. We special down to the molecules. Got the magic manipulating your particles. And we do it for the saints with the arsenals. Keep your Grammys, radio stations, and articles. Wow. Got the sign to crush giants. Power that can navigate clouds without pilots. Power to influence the crowd and start riots. Bring about a beautiful world with no violence. Got the sign to crush giants. Power that can navigate clouds clouds without pilots. Power to influence the crowd, start riots. Breaking by the beautiful world with no violence.
Some of these gods have been put over the other nations to lead them astray. We have been under the authority of the Most High. He didn't put other beings over us to lead us astray.
Power, got the sign to crush giants. Power that can navigate clouds without pilots. Power to influence the crowd, start riots. Breaking by the beautiful world with no violence. Power, got the sign to crush giants. Power that can navigate clouds without pilots. Power to influence the crowd, start riots. Breaking by the beautiful world with no violence. Power.